Welcome to Stem Cell Activators with Dr. Joseph Christiano. Dr. Joe is a naturopathic doctor with over 45 years of experience in natural health. Each show is about one of our 27 different stem cell activators, and today's show will be focusing on the activator for stomach and digestion. Listen and discover how stem cell activators are helping people enjoy a greater quality of life.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Christiano. Welcome to my show. So glad you tuned in because I've got some good information for you. Later in the show, the second half of the show, you're going to get to meet my wife Lori, and she's going to share with you and me together a topic on digestibility, your stomach, and how to deal with some of the issues we have with digestibility. We're going to be sharing some testimonials with people, real people with real results that have taken the stem cell activators and have seen great results. You know, when we have issues with our health, when we're sick, whether it's a degenerative illness, whether we're dealing with diabetes or cancer or lung issues or heart or maybe chronic pain, things like that, there's something that the body's undergoing. You know, whether it's a trauma or an inherited condition, the body is designed to heal itself. In other words, if we're taking care of the body properly, it'll keep it in balance and it will heal itself. But when things get out of balance, then the body is very slow to recover. And the older we get, it seems like recovery takes forever. Pain increases, we feel tired, we feel lethargic. Just, you know, we go, well, it's the aging process. Well, maybe so and maybe not. Because if you understand some of the mechanisms that go on in the body, it'll give you more clarity in understanding why you should do certain things. For example, your stem cells. I want to take a little bit of time to explain that to you before the stem cell activation part, because it'll make sense when you see them come together. Hey, let me take a minute to let you know how to get a hold of me. You can call my home office at 1-800-259-2639. That's 1-800-259-2639. Or go to my website at bodyredesigning.com, bodyredesigning.com. And when you check in, remember we have 27 different stem cell activators to help you with your health. Now, the body is fashioned and created with adult stem cells. The primary function of adult stem cells is to heal and repair tissue, regardless of how they've been damaged, whether it's inherited, whether it's a trauma or whatever. These stem cells are released in the body and they go to that particular area or organ or system that's been damaged, and they become that particular cell. In other words, if it was bone damage, they would become osteocytes. They become that tissue. If it's nerve damage, they become nerve or neurons. And it's differentiation. It's a phenomena that is part of our physiology. And all well and good. When these things happen, the body repairs itself and we go on our merry way. We may have been down in the trenches for a while, but then we come back up and we're back functioning normally. But when that slows down, what do? We generally medicate, and consequently the medication doesn't get us any closer to healing or repairing. It just masquerades the symptoms. But I want to talk about stem cell treatment. You may or not know about stem cell treatment. Now again, we're not talking about embryonic stem cells, we're talking about adult stem cells. But let me give you a for instance, okay? Let me give you an example. We'll say knee damage or damage to the knee, a chronic knee condition. We'll just say it starts off where you have a little twinge and it's bothering you, but you're able to get around and maybe you take an aspirin or two or ibuprofen or something and you just carry on with your life. But over time it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse. You're climbing stairs, now you can really feel it. In fact, you did an 8-hour day job and you get home and now it feels like it's throbbing and you know it's inflamed and it's very painful. So eventually you make that dreaded trip to the doctor. And the doctor goes through the whole protocol, maybe does an X-ray, an MRI, various tests, may suggest icing it, heat, ice treatment, whatever, maybe physical therapy, maybe writes a script for, we'll say, anti-inflammatory for inflammation or, you know, an opiate for pain. Now you're on your merry way. Things are a little bit better, but they're not 100%. In fact, over time, they're getting worse and worse. So now what do? Well, now you can hardly do it. Now it's disrupting your life. You can't enjoy life, you can't relax, you can't work, you can't play. So now you go back to the doctor has exhausted everything in his quiver, and there's nothing more but suggest a specialist, you know. So now you need to see a doctor that will look at your musculoskeletal system, okay? And so you see a regenerative doctor, and after tests done, you're given the death sentence that your knee is bone on bone. And now, what do? Well, bone on bone is a scenario where that tendon, that soft tissue that wraps the end of each bone in the joint, when your bones have pressure or compression from bending and stooping, instead of the bones touching each other, they rub on this nice soft tissue, and it prevents inflammation. But when that cartilage, when that tissue is worn out, then it's bone on bone, and what happens is it's like striking a match. When you strike it, it catches on fire. Well, your knee catches on fire with inflammation, and now you're at a point that's so chronic that it's inflamed 24/7. It doesn't even matter if you're taking medications, it's only bringing it down about 40%, and it's unbearable. So bone on bone, the suggested procedure is knee replacement, okay? Now I'm going to tell you, if you're sitting here right now and you're contemplating that, listen to what I got to tell you, because I think everyone should test everything natural first before surgery. I've had a couple back surgeries myself, and once they open you up and they seal you back up, you're never the same. Now, the initial pain you are dealing with may go away, but you're put back together not the way you were originally created, and consequently, that's going to take form over time, and you're going to have to deal with a lot of growth issues such as cartilage, the encroachment of scar tissue and things like that, which really disrupts your function. So other than having your knee operated on, half of a leg amputation, and have metal pieces put into your sewed up and see how you do, sending you home to see how you do, you can opt for stem cell therapy. Now here's the option with stem cell therapy. You go see the doctor, they do a blood draw, and then what they do is a mini liposuction. They go to the tummy because that's where we store a lot of our belly fat, and it's not a cosmetic procedure, okay, so we're not going to deal with cosmetics, but really what it is, they take out several cc's of actual fat, adipose tissue, subcutaneous fat, and within the fat, in the cells, are millions and millions of stem cells. And so what they do is they take it right there in the lab, and they extract the stem cells from your body fat, prep it, put it into the syringes, and then what they do from there is they go to the knee in this case. It could be your back, could be a shoulder, any joint, and they inject right into the joint. Okay, so they inject your stem cells, no added medication, no foreign matter, no foreign tissue, inject your material back into the knee. What happens right away is within about 24 hours, all the inflammation is gone. There's stem cells called mesenchymal cells, and they are like the anti-inflammatory bombs, and they just reduce the inflammation. And almost in the same day, but like I said, in 24 hours, you feel brand new, but you're not healed. It's just the inflammation is gone. So then what occurs is those stem cells, and there could be multiple millions of them, which were injected into that capsule, into that knee joint, now begin to multiply. And what they do, it's called differentiation. Now these stem cells, your own stem cells, attach to that worn out tissue that's left, the cartilage, and over time, weeks and months, that cartilage starts to grow again. And eventually it closes up to what it used to be. And so now you're no longer bone on bone. You have that protective material keeping you from inflaming your knee. That's the benefit of stem cell. That's just one benefit of stem cell therapy, using your own genetic material, it's all natural, to repair damaged tissue. But there's a downside to it, because I've had the procedure done many times on my lower back because of surgeries and such, and great success, okay? the wonderful thing is, like I said, the pain is gone immediately, the healing factor is improving, and by the way, all those millions of stem cells that were added or injected into your knee, in this case, they multiply, and over the months you have hundreds and hundreds of millions of stem cells doing this. That's the phenomenon about it. That's why this is so cutting edge technologies, and most doctors aren't aware of it, or they're not schooled in it. Many are going that way because it's the future for all of us. Why have our knee cut apart and have metal put in it, or a hip or a back with rods and everything, when maybe stem cell therapy can just heal the body? Well, the downside is, and it's unfortunate, it's very expensive. And I say expensive, and I know that that's different for everybody, but one treatment, one injection, okay, one treatment, as I just mentioned, could be anywhere from at least $5,000 to $8,000. Some clinics will charge $10,000 for just one injection. Now, if you had multiple areas that needed treatment, they may give you a discount, but you could be looking at $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And unfortunately, the insurance companies don't cover it. And so what happens is this is out-of-the-pocket cash. Well, that just knocks the market down as far as who's a candidate, okay? And so in my studies and research, I said to myself, there's got to be something else available that's affordable for everybody. Something very natural like that, and that's where I came across over 8 years ago stem cell activators. And let me take a minute now and let you know how to get a hold of me. Listen, my body redesigning angels are there and they're ready to talk to you. So call 1-800-259-2639. That's 1-800-259-2639. Or go to my website at bodyredesigning.com. That's bodyredesigning.com. Now, we talk about the stem cell activators, and Lori and I will get into it shortly, but the stem cell activator now, instead of going the gamut with stem cell treatment and the cost, what we do is take the stem cell activator for, in this case, it would be the CNT for musculoskeletal issues, in other words, joint inflammation and things like that. So if you have joint pain, ligament pain, or tendon issues, the CNT would be the perfect one for that. And all you do is mix it, the drops, 20 drops a day in water, about 2 to 3 ounces of water. And what these stem cell activators do is activate your stem cells. Now, you have a condition as such, and it doesn't have to be joint or musculoskeletal, it could be kidneys, liver, or whatever. You have this chronic condition because your stem cells aren't healing the body. They're not doing their job for all the reasons: age, your physical health, toxicities in your bodies, just a number of elements that cause these stem cells to stop losing their ability to heal. So the activation comes when you drink the water and it travels to that specific joint. That's why we have 27 targeted stem cell activators. So in this case, it would go to your ligament tissue, and they don't heal you, they don't repair you. The stem cell activators don't cure. What they do is they turn on your stem cells, okay, that the body has already. Even though they're not functioning, they turn them back on, and over time, and this is an individual thing, so I can't tell you how long it takes or how many bottles it would take. It's based on your physiology and your condition, but you start taking them, and what happens is the activation starts bringing your stem cells back to normal function. They now, in turn, start doing their job, which is to heal the damaged tissue and so forth. And that's why I share these testimonials, because people like you maybe have a condition that's chronic, it's nagging, it won't go away. You've done everything, you've taken all the meds, you've done what the doctor told you to, but you're getting worse, not better. And when they take these stem cell activators, and I'm living proof of it, I take them myself for my back. Like I said earlier, when you have surgery, it never returns the same. But by taking the stem cell activator, you turn on your stem cells. They, in turn, are now functioning to where they can heal the tissue, repair the cells, and your body goes back to normal function. So that's the purpose of stem cell activation. So now let's go see Lori and myself in this area of stem cell revolution and learn a little bit more about how to take care of your health. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Christiano, and welcome to Stem Cell Revolution. With me is my sidekick, and my best friend, Lori.
Hello.
Listen, we were talking about all kind of ailments and diseases and conditions in the human body in this teaching, and today we're going to focus on digestibility, the integrity of your digestive system, and some of the related issues and health issues that you may be facing or somebody you know. And we're hoping that at the end of this time we spend with you, that you're going to be more aware of the options that are available to you that maybe you're not going to get from your doctor or your local healthcare professional.
And what we are talking about today is LGI, and that stands for large intestine or intestinal tract and digestive issues. And what we have here is stem cell activators that help with your digestive tract.
Yes.
I'm going to read the possible applications of people who should be taking the LGI. And it's amazing when you go to the store, when you go to your drugstore, a whole full aisle is full of medications for your digestive issues. And it tells you how much of an issue this really is in America.
Yeah, well, you know, as we get older, our digestibility factors really drop because of enzymatic issues. In other words, our body don't produce as many enzymes as it used to. So now you find that you have gas, you have bloatedness, you know, you have a number of dysfunction in the colon, and that leads to a litany of conditions like leaky gut and things that you'll be sharing. And so what we tend to do is we get the purple pill to fix it, you know, or we take some medication that, you know, to be honest, you know, medications are designed to treat symptoms. And if you have a burning sensation, or if you have pain, or you have gas, or whatever you're dealing with, and you take this pill and it kind of dissolves the problem, if it arises again, you're going to go back to it, of course, but that's not a long-term approach. That's to get you out of the clutch situation. You know, it's like I always tell people, you know, if I get hit by a bus, don't bring me a glass of orange juice, call the paramedics, you know, because I need the medical community at that moment. But long-term, for healing, not treating symptoms, this is where this technology, stem cell activation, comes into play.
And you know, the key to remember is lifestyle. And when we're talking about digestive issues, it's all about your lifestyle, what you're doing as a lifestyle on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
And Dr. Joe will share with you more on the lifestyle, you know, protocol. But for the LGI, the intestinal support, I want to read to you the possible applications of people who have different conditions. And so the intestinal tract and digestive support, LGI, it helps regulate intercellular communication and support cellular and tissue regeneration of the digestive tract and mucosa. Possible applications are for degenerative, metabolic, and pathological disorders like inflammation such as colitis and leaky gut, functional intestinal disorders such as irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, so many people with constipation issues, intestinal enzyme deficiencies, Crohn's disease, anything with digestive, etc.
Sure. Well, you know, constipation, big time, most everybody. And, you know, we've done studies, and in naturopathy, we say that if a person doesn't have 2 to 3 bowel movements a day, they would be considered clinically constipated. 2 to 3 a day. We know we've had patients that haven't had bowel movements for 6 or 7 days. Yeah. 6 or 7 days. Now that peristalsis, this is the action in the colon. In other words, when you eat something, it becomes a bolus and it goes down into the stomach, and the enzymes start to break this food up, and it becomes chyme, is what we call it. And then the body breaks it down, it goes through the duodenum, and then it goes to the small intestine. But through the large intestine, where it's supposed to take all the garbage and dump it out, what happens is, because of a litany of problems or conditions associated with medications, dehydration, lack of exercise, disease, things like that, this peristaltic system or motion that's moving like a snake, it's moving the garbage out of the body, can't. But it keeps compacting all the fecal matter. So what happens, you end up with leaky gut. Once you have leaky gut, now all the toxicity that's stored up, the putrefaction, is backing up into your blood system. Now the blood is carrying all these toxins back through the liver to now overload the liver, that needs to already purify and filter everything that's going through your body and puts it in overload. Now, before you know it, you're going to have a fatty liver or a toxic liver, and before you know that, you have a litany of other issues. So our digestibility and our digestive tract, to get it humming, so to speak, or get it in balance is crucial for your overall health, because you're going to be facing some of these related illnesses, and it causes a litany of problems that only ruin your quality of life. Hey, Laura, let me take a minute to let the people know how to get a hold of us. Call our home office at 1-800-259-2639. That's 1-800-259-2639, and speak to one of my body redesigning angels. I promise they'll take really good care of you. Or go to my website at bodyredesigning.com. That's bodyredesigning.com. And when you check in, remember we have 27 different stem cell activators to help you with your health.
And the good thing is that with these activators, the LGI, for example, it's all natural. They don't interfere with medications. They're all plant-based. They don't interfere with other supplements, and it's easy to take. It's really, really easy to take. So it's really a wonderful way to get your digestive tract working and functioning more efficiently.
Yeah. Lori, when it comes to taking care of our health, we have to factor in lifestyle.
Yes.
We talk about stem cell activators, stem cell therapy and such, and they are the future. I mean, that's the way to go, and studies are showing this, and now we're getting the reports from people that are sharing with us, like Lori shares with testimonies and that. But you can't piecemeal your health. You really have to look at the whole picture. Right. And so, in my estimation, for a person to really achieve optimum health, they have to have a foundation, a solid foundation. And to me, it's going to be the food intake that a person goes by. And I'm not necessarily talking about going on a specific diet. I don't think dieting is the way to do it, but based on a person's blood type, and in the book we have a section called Lifestyle, and I do address some of the studies that have been done on my previous book, Blood Types, Body Types, and You, and it's specific for each blood type. So if you're an A, an O, a B, or an AB, there's foods that work on your behalf that your body treats as medicine for healing. There's foods for your blood type that work as an energy source. And then there's foods that work against your chemistry, your cellular integrity, and those we kind of refer to as avoid foods, and surprisingly enough, they're not junk foods. But by making lifestyle a part of the process, part of your end game, you're going to put a combination of not only partaking in the stem cell repair and healing factor, but you're feeding the body. You're feeding specific nutrients to the body that gives you the longevity, because ultimately, and I say this many times, if we peel off our 7 or 9 pounds of skin, we're just trillions and trillions of cells communicating with each other. And when those cells are distorted, when the communication is distorted, like Lori reads about cellular communication and such, which the stem cells do, when they're out of sync, then the whole physiology breaks down. So we're here to talk about the cellular approach to the root causes and getting that in balance so that we can bypass all the medications and the treatments that people are undergoing with digestibility issues. Like some people have been on medications for that cost $200 a month.
We've saved people $200 a month on these pills that they take by just changing their lifestyle and taking the LGI and the blood type diet. It's just going to be a really good combination to give it 90 days. That's the key. We tell people, give this 90 days minimum to give it time to work.
If a person has been told by their physician that you're going to have to be on these drugs the rest of your life, well, you, the patient, are going, I guess that's my call. But I'm here to say, listen, there's other options that are available to you, and that's why we're doing this educational piece here, so that you have, at least at your disposal, an opportunity to opt in on something else. And I think as a 21st century patient, across the board, they're being a little smarter, a little wiser in making a decision for their health, because your health has everything to do with the outcome of everything you do. So they get more and more second, third opinions. And for me, I'm all about going to the root cause. And if we can eradicate the root cause, if we can heal the body, get the stem cells firing the way they normally do, communicating, these symptoms you deal with, the burning, the inability to digest food properly and so on, hopefully will dissipate and you can have your life returned back to you.
And you know what's so great about this Stem Cell Activator LGI, they're easy to take.
Oh yeah.
20 drops, 20 seconds in the mouth, and wait 20 minutes. It makes such a difference. And I've got some testimonials
good.
that would be really good. So many people with digestive issues. I have a lady who had leaky gut really bad, that she went down to under 100 pounds. She was always in so much pain.
She's very toxic.
Very toxic.
Yeah.
Now she's been on LGI, and her food is finally properly being digested.
Yeah.
And she goes, it definitely works. Another one says, no pain since starting LGI.
Wow.
Dealing with a lot of pain again. I have irritable bowel syndrome with a knot in my left side. It hasn't been so intense since I've been on LGI. That is huge to me. So anything that keeps people away from pain.
Yes.
Another one had diarrhea for 3 weeks straight, and the only thing that has worked to stop it was LGI. So I mean, these are just a couple of the testimonials. And
yeah, but I want you to read the one in the book.
Okay, let me find the one in the book.
That's pretty powerful to me. You know, if you're in pain, like this person, 3 weeks of diarrhea, I mean, I don't even want to go into that, but that's got to be misery. Miserable. And you're not retaining nutrients, you're dehydrated, I mean, your body's a mess. And so to have someone that's in that state of condition, that chronic condition, be able to just take the stem cell activators to allow the body to heal itself, man, it is worth the investment, it's worth the time doing it.
And one more testimonial, ulcerative colitis. I was 27 years old and found myself hospitalized for 3 weeks due to a severe colon condition. I was told I was probably needing to have my colon removed. Can't even imagine that one. At 27 years old. I went home and started on the LGI and the CNT, which is another activator. And I always say, if you call our office, based on your condition, what you're dealing with, we can help direct you on which ones to take.
Because you can take up to 4 different ones, not at the same time, but 4 if you have 4 conditions you're dealing with.
Exactly. So she was on the LGI and the CNT, adult stem cell activators. Within a couple months, the pain and discomfort disappeared. I did not need surgery, and I am doing amazingly well.
That's
I mean,
absolutely
she didn't need
wonderful.
surgery. Think about how much the cost it would be if she did have to have surgery. How much out of pocket would she have to spend? And then her whole lifestyle would have changed. But instead, she said, I'm going to try the LGI and another product, and look at, she never needed surgery. It was amazing.
Listen, you don't want to go down that road. If you can avoid surgery, if you can avoid unnecessary medicational protocols, if you want to improve your life, if you want to have the answer to your questions, then take the information we're giving you. You can call our office or you can go to our website, you can get my book, but do something. You have some very good information in front of you, and now you have some options that can really turn your life around, both from a reactive or a proactive perspective.
If you would like to order our Stem Cell Activators or Dr. Christiano's book, Stem Cell Revolution, please call 1-800-259-2639 or go to our website at bodyredesigning.com. And while there, you can click on the TV radio tab for all our shows.